Hey guys, this is Alessandro. Welcome back. So today I want to talk to you about what happened when your friends, your family don't really support you. You know what about what you're doing, about what you're studying, right? Maybe they doubt that this is even your real job. You can actually make a proper career and money. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I was talking with one of my students. He's doing great and everything, but at some point he told me he felt a bit demotivated, and I kind of guess you can feel the way when people that you really care, friends and family, don't really believe in what you're doing. Maybe not necessarily not support you. It's not the case. Maybe your parents don't give you money to study or everything, but just in case don't really believe in what you're doing. And I can talk for personal experience because my parents being an old generation, they always felt like instead of studying animation, I was just playing video games all day. Even though I was studying with Maya and everything, they all felt like, Alessandro, stop playing video games, find a real job, things like that. And it's definitely not the most motivating things. Even I'm the kind of person, I don't really care about other people's opinion. I've always been like this most of my life. When it comes to personal life, I go for my road and I follow it no matter what. I am this kind of person. I can understand how this can be really demotivating, and in some cases, especially if you are a young kid, maybe you just finish high school and you want to study, and in some cases some school or some university can be very expensive, right? And you need to ask help to your parents to pay for it, and they're gonna be like, what the hell is this? I'm not gonna pay you to play video games all day or to do some silly things. This is not a real career, it's not a real job. Get a real job, all those things. It might be a problem because that actually means you cannot really study animation. You don't have the money, the fund and everything, which is, it would be a shame. Especially imagine you have a real potential to become a really kick-ass animator, and you want the chance because maybe your parents don't support you, right? So in that case I want to give you a piece of advice, okay? Because I understand your parents might not trust you, because you're a student, you don't know anything about it. So in that case, what you could do, this could be an option, contact a professional, okay? Contact a professional animator that has been working in the industry 5, 10, 15 years, someone who had a good career, right? And contact him and say, hey, Mr. X, can you make me a favor? This is my situation. I really want to study animation, but my parents don't believe in this career, blah, blah, blah. And can I have an hour of your time, like even if you need to pay for a consulting or something, and say, can you talk to my parents? Talk to my parents, tell him about your experience, tell him about the good and bad, working in this industry. Is it a good career? You can make a good living, you can make a good money, because obviously sometimes parents are worried about, as an artist, you're gonna be broke, blah, 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 which is not true, at least if you work on a certain level. And, but they might not trust you, but they may trust a professional who's been working in this industry for 15 years, and they can say, hey, you know what, actually this career is great. Maybe this career could be even better than a lot of many other jobs. Potentially you can make even more money than many other career, and you don't even need a master degree or stuff like that, right? They can tell them the reality, and they might not trust you as their son or daughter, but hopefully they will trust someone who has 15 years of experience, right? 10, 12 or whatever. So this could be a good solution, right? I would say don't stop just because you don't have the support. And I know maybe you can study a little bit from home and everything. It's you at some point you need to do the extra step, right? Because that's what I was doing when I was studying animation at the beginning. I studied the software by myself, 3ds Max and Maya. 8 hours every day, basically 8-10 hours every day. And obviously at the beginning I didn't have any job, and again my parents have no idea what I was doing. They thought like I was playing games or something. And at some point I knew if I really wanted to improve, I needed to go to a professional school like Animation Mentor, or hire a private animator, which will cost me a lot of money, and I need my parents to back me up. So what I did at the beginning, for example, even though I was not such a great artist and everything, basically I managed to find a few jobs as a freelance, in the gaming industry. I was a bit of a generalist. I was lucky to find a job, in a small indie company, right? They will pay me once in a while. Maybe the pay not very good, but at least I was getting paid. So I could say to my parents, hey, finally someone pay me to work in video games, and I could show them, hey, look online, there is a lot of company looking for people, that's so something that actually could reinforce my theory, all right? Because again, it can be frustrating, especially if it takes you very long, okay, to study, because I know some people can learn animation to study a couple of years. You know, there are some people that are very naturally talented. Other people like me might take 3-4 years. Some people might take 6 years before they get a job, right? And it is a big investment in times and money. There is no other way around to say that, guys. I'm sorry. But again, if this is really your passion, this is what you really want to do, if eventually you can break into the industry, can make the career that will make you happy, then I think it's all worth it, right? And maybe there are some other option. I always tell about it. Okay, guys, maybe you think is maybe you or your parents, you think is a risky option. You know, just put all your egg in one basket and really risk with animation. You can always do what I did at the beginning. At the beginning, I had another job, a little bit safer. Let's put it like this. And in the meantime, when I was going back at home, from 9 p.m. to midnight every day, I was studying Maya and 3ds Max, okay, to study a bit of modeling, rigging, and everything, until I decided to specialize in animation. So I could do a little bit of both until I started to make a little bit of money with 3D, and then I did the full transition, okay? So maybe this is another strategy that you can discuss as well, okay? Because again, I know it's painful when you don't receive support from family and friends, they don't really understand. There are still people today that think about, oh, gaming, really? They don't realize there's $1 billion industry, guys, between games and movie and feature film. So I think it's important that you manage to convince them to be on your side, because potentially it can be a great career. Okay, guys? So that's it for today. If you have any questions, let me know. See you next time. Ciao.